So we are in the final week of Guardian games, and if you've been subscribed to the channel, then you know that I absolutely love the Guardian games armor set we got this year. I actually like them so much that I have made 3 total videos on the armor set, and this one will be number 4. I will be linking all of those videos down below, or they should be popping up in the top right corner now. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the fashion show that I had centered around the Guardian games. So if you ever want to participate in any of these in the future, just go ahead and click on the link down below to join my server. We have these fashion shows every single weekend, so don't miss out. And since all of these contenders came from that fashion show, I will also be announcing the winners of that contest at the end of this video, so stick around. And also, if you stick around, at the end of all of these fashion shows, I do give out the seal of approval, which is basically my favorite Guardian of the bunch, so stick around for that also. And now that we have all of that out of the way, and after you hit that like button and subscribe, let's go ahead and get to the fashion. Okay, so we're going to start this off with Lord Eyepatch and his Warlock, and I think he went for what I immediately thought, which was like the Guardian Games helmet for the Warlocks looked really evil and sinister, and I think that's what led him down the path to create this Warlock you're seeing in front of you now. And it just really looks like some sort of creepy angel creature, especially with the addition of the Dreambane bond to the Midnight Sun ornament. Those two go together perfectly. And I of course love the use of Rivalry Black Sand here just because it is such an aesthetically pleasing shader. Really good job, Lord Eyepatch. And speaking of aesthetically pleasing, I really like the way this hunter turned out from Tempest 606. And they ended up using the Echoed Anger shader, and it looks really good on this armor. I'm actually using the same shader on my hunter currently, which I'm still working on. And the biggest reason why I really like this hunter is because Tempest provides us with a good starting point for a lot of other ideas. I saw this hunter and it just made all of those idea juices start flowing. And because of the colors and the way the armor is just oriented and picked out here, it's very superhero-like in my opinion. So this next one is from Oryx, and this is someone we see on the channel a lot because I like his designs, and this is no exception. I personally have had a lot of trouble using the Bellinus booster ornament for the Hollowfire heart, but Oryx does a great job here. Everything looks like it belongs. Nothing is out of place, and it is very nice to look at. We again see the Echoed Anger shader used here because it is awesome, but a small detail I really like about this Titan is the fact that the Bellinus booster ornament has the blue fire, which he matched with the glow on the Guardian Games armor. So these next 2 Titans kind of help prove how versatile these Guardian game sets are, especially the Titan one, because instead of doing the very clean and futuristic soldier that we just saw, these kind of more lean towards a biker theme. So the first one is from Vistarant, and I hope I'm saying your name right, but you have just so many colors here, and everything is just so kind of crazy and baggy and not very neat, which is something that a lot of Destiny players don't really like. But I feel like this really works, and you should be proud of yourself for making all of these armor pieces go together in such a unique way. Like in my head, if I'm thinking about bikers at a bar, I can absolutely see them wearing these clothing items and wearing these colors. With the like baggy clothes and the patches on the jacket, everything just fits. So this next one is from my friend By Dusk, and I feel like he was approaching the same aesthetic with the biker look with the jacket there, but this one is more of a like crotch rocket rider versus the other one, which seemed more like a Harley rider. And I like both of them in the same way, and I just think it speaks a lot about the armor sets, how you can achieve different looks with the same armor pieces. And what I think is really cool about that is this one is a lot cleaner and the other one has a lot more bagginess to it and a lot more realism, and I think they can both appeal to different people, which is what's awesome about this armor. For these next 3 Warlocks, I kind of hesitated at first putting them all in this video because they are a little similar, but I still think that I should show all of them to you because I think a lot of people are going to try to go for this look, and I want to give you guys some ideas on how to achieve this look in the best way possible. And just in general, I think a lot of people just really like the whole Siva aesthetic, so that's why I want to show you a lot of it. So this first one is from Fresh Dumb, and I think this one fits the Siva aesthetic the best. We have the classic black and red, we have all of the wires everywhere, and we have that evil look to him. I think the look is just very sinister, and I think if we had like some evil guardian NPC that was possessed by Siva trying to hunt us down or something, this is definitely what they would look like. And if you flip those colors upside down and do a white and red look like the list did here, everything just changes. Like, they're still using the main armor pieces, which are the homestead boots with the interlaced robes and the Guardian Games helmet, but it still looks very different and it still looks very unique. And even if you're thinking to yourself right now, Muffin, well, it may be only working with the homestead boots and nothing else. I can't use my Mind Strider ornament with this, but we have here Quill Peter also use the Geomag stabilizers instead. And this one uses a lot more of the same armor pieces as the first Warlock that I showed you, but instead of looking like he is possessed by Siva, this time it's almost like the Warlock came out of the ground and it has lava flowing through its veins. Again, all of these are similar, but with a couple of switches to the armor and to the shaders, you can get completely different results, and I want you guys to know that. Don't be afraid to get someone's look and then experiment from there. Hey, by the way, if you're liking this so far, I do this almost daily on my Instagram and my Twitter. You can find me at Muffin_Bandit_ on Instagram and Twitter. And if you'd like to, you can also find me at Muffin Bandit on TikTok. So I think one of the best things about the Guardian Games armor is the glow that it provides, and I think Cobalt uses it right here because you can completely go overboard with the glow, but I think he does it in a very tasteful manner. A lot of the feedback that I get from you guys whenever I show off any sort of fashion is that you like to see exotic armor pieces used in it because you also want them to be practical. And one thing that I was surprised about is that Cobalt was using the R3's Embrace or the Wrong Hands exotic ornament, and he fitted in so well that I didn't even notice that it wasn't exotic. I thought it was like the Lux arm pieces or maybe something else, but he incorporated it very nicely here. Okay, so the next hunter we're going to take a look at is going to be from Mango, and he also had the same idea that Cobalt did and that I did at first, which was to use the Psionic Stalker cloak because it complements the Guardian Games armor very well. And again, what I love seeing here is the fact that Mango still uses the glow in a very tasteful manner. Like, obviously we do have a lot of it, but it's still very understated and it isn't the main part of the look. And another good thing, lots of shaders used here and an exotic is used here as well, which is the Knuckle-Headed Radar. So lots of bonus points for you, Mango. Really good job. So this next one is from Tailors of the Traveler, and quick shout out to them. Their Instagram and Twitter are also very dope and they do a lot of the same things that I do there. But getting back to the Titan, this thing is awesome, and I think this really embodies the word unique really well. And a lot of the heavy lifting here is being provided by that Mind's Eye shader, but I think it is amplified by the armor he is using. The way the blue fades into that bright red orange glow color is very awesome, and it's just a very unique coloring, and he pulled it off very well. I was very much caught off guard by this Titan, but like I said, really good Titan, and Tailors of the Traveler just makes a ton of unique looks. If you can, check them out. Next up, we have the Warlock from 0 Hour, and this Warlock is definitely ready for that new poison subclass we are eventually getting, or allegedly getting, I'm sorry. Usually whenever you think about a necrotic subclass and what a guardian would look like, you think about the necrotic grips that the warlocks have, but here he is showing that you can achieve that even without the necrotic grips. He is actually using the Mind Strider ornament, which is, by the way, is an amazing ornament, and if you have the chance to get it, I would grab it. This is also the fashion that I thought we would be getting a lot of whenever the Witch Queen first launched, and for some reason I didn't see a lot of it, but I'm glad to see it now. Thank you, 0 Hour. Next up, we have a hunter that looks like it could definitely work for that other warlock that we just saw, but this is from Varm Cacao. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Your name is a little bit hard to find a pronunciation for, but I really like the warlock you have going here. Even though it may not be everybody's cup of tea, it is definitely creepy and it looks a lot more creature-like than a lot of the guardians on this list. And I definitely appreciate the unique spin on this armor. So this next hunter from Versio, I think, is one of the top contenders to my favorite guardians that I have seen for this video. I just really like the aesthetic, and it has some strong main character vibes to her. I could legitimately go on all day about this hunter, and I think I might even steal this look for my own hunter, so I won't be surprised, by the way, if I end up using this hunter in the thumbnail. But here are its shaders and armor pieces, and as you can see, they are using silver tactical, which isn't a shader you see every day, so bonus points for that. I think if I was the sole judge of my weekend fashion contest, I think this hunter would have taken the win for me. Okay, so this next one, some of you may already know why I picked it, and that is because we have the Phoenix Battle Ornament being used here, and you guys know I have a weakness for this armor piece, especially since I don't have it on my current account. But yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise that I picked it. I think it looks really good, and another reason why I picked this to be in the video is because it honestly makes the Pyrrhic Ascent Gauntlet look actually good and usable. A lot of the times whenever I see Guardians use these, I'm not too impressed, but on this occasion, it actually looks like it kind of fits together nicely. And if you are a fan of fur and feathers on armor pieces, then you're really going to enjoy this armor set from PF. I really like the blue weathered paint on this. I think it really complements the bright red orange color. It really makes it pop. And I also think you get a ton of bonus points for having the outbreak on you. You also have the sparrow and the ghost shell to match. You really went above and beyond with this look. You really committed to it, and I think you deserve a lot of praise for it. And while this does share some of the same armor pieces as the Warlock I showed off earlier, I think your addition of using a different shader and adding a couple of different armor pieces really paid off here, and it looks really good. So this next Warlock that we have here is from Roman Schemer, and I really like his choice of robes and bond here because they both carry that same design language that the Guardian Games helmet has. And instead of really leaning into that Siva aesthetic, which it still has a little bit of, it more has the same aesthetic as Rasputin with the diamonds and the triangles and that same kind of design that he has. And a small design detail that I did enjoy is that the Aposematism shader does add that same glow and that same effect that the Mindstrider ornament has whenever you apply it to the Cunning Contender gloves, which is very useful information to have for you guys, so I would try that out for yourselves. Next up, we have another regular on the channel, and that is Dafu Legend, showing us that you can still rock this Guardian Games armor with the cloak from the new Vow of the Disciple raid. Now, I know that the cloak can be very hit or miss for some people, really the whole entire armor set, but I think Dafu Legend really pulls it off here with this combination of armor and shaders. It is very easy on the eyes, and instead of using a lot of glow like most people do with this armor, he instead opted to make all of the armor pieces very shiny, so it gives that same appearance of filling out the rest of the set with something bright. And now we have a Warlock from Brump, and I was very pleased to see that he decided to use the Siege Break armor. It's not a very common armor set for Warlocks to use, and I'm really glad to see it used here. And one reason that I really like him using the Siege Break cloak here is because it really highlights how truly angular the Guardian Games armor is, as well as the Mindstrider ornament. Another good thing that we see repeated here in this Warlock is the Cunning Contender gloves and the Mindstrider still sharing that same effect whenever you shade them the same. Okay, so now that I have shown off all of my favorite Guardians from that contest, it is time to give out the seal of approval. And if you are new here, I basically give that out to my favorite Guardian of the bunch. And I think the Guardian that stood out the most to me was the one from Versio. I think you did a really good job at making a Guardian that I really haven't seen like an alternate version of. While I definitely encourage in pulling inspiration from other people, and while you may still have done that, I think I haven't really seen a lot of hunters look like this. For the other Guardians, while I still like them a lot, they did definitely have their own like doppelgangers or just Guardians that looked similar to them, but not your hunter. But of course, that is just my personal pick. But for my fashion contest, I do have a panel of judges which picks out several Guardians, and then we throw them over to you guys for the final voting, and here are the results of that. So in third place, we have Varm's Hunter. In second place, we have Roman Schemer's Warlock. And lastly, the winner of this week's fashion show goes to Lord Eyepatch and his Warlock. And with that, we reached the end of the video. Thank you so much to all of the Guardians that participated in the contest. Like I've said before, if you want to participate yourself for the next one, I have one every single weekend in my Discord server. There will be a link down below. I really hope that seeing all of these Guardians maybe got some ideas flowing in your brain on what you can do with maybe your own fashion if you're struggling with making some cool sets with the new Guardian game armor pieces. On your way out, if you can do me the big favor of hitting that like button if you ended up enjoying the video, and also hitting that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. This is actually episode 24 of this series. We have been doing this for a while, so if you need some more inspiration, go ahead and browse the channel. There are more of these. And even though I always say that you shouldn't try to seek my personal approval for fashion sets, if you are looking for some fashion help, you can join my Patreon that I will have linked down below. One of the perks of that is you get some personal fashion advice from me using a special channel in my Discord server. One of your other perks for that is also getting your name at the end of all of my long form videos, like you're about to see now. So thank you very much to all of these Patreon members. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do armor reviews and buy all of the sets to show off for you guys. And as for the rest of you, I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Go ahead and click on any of the videos popping up in your end card now. And as always, stay beautiful.